the last message. It was a rainy evening in Delhi. The kind of rain that makes the streets look like melted gold under the streetlights. The buses moved slowly. Horns echoed. People rushed under umbrellas. Amidst all that chaos, one man stood still, watching the rain fall on his palm, as if trying to catch memories instead of raindrops. He hadn't planned to be there that evening, but life has a way of bringing you to places your heart still remembers, even when your mind has moved on. He was standing outside a small cafe near Connaught Place. That cafe, it wasn't just a cafe for him. It was where everything had started. The beginning. It was winter 4 years ago. He had gone to that same cafe with his laptop, trying to finish a college assignment. The heater wasn't working properly. His fingers were freezing. He just wanted to get done and leave. Then she walked in. She wasn't extraordinary in the usual sense. No dramatic beauty. No movie-like aura. But something about her instantly drew attention. Maybe it was the way she tucked her hair behind her ear, or maybe the way her eyes smiled before her lips did. She looked around, couldn't find a seat, finally asked, "Excuse me, can I sit here? It's too crowded." He nodded, pretending not to care. But within minutes, her coffee cup rolled over the table, spilling all over his notes. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," she panicked. He smiled, trying to wipe the mess. "It's okay. I needed a reason to stop studying anyway." She laughed, a soft, nervous laugh. But that sound stayed with him for a long time. A friendship unplanned. They met again 2 days later, accidentally, at the same cafe. That's how it started. Not with a confession, not with fireworks, but with two strangers finding comfort in small talks. They started meeting often, sometimes to study, sometimes just to escape noisy roommates, sometimes for no reason at all. She would talk endlessly about her dreams, about becoming a travel photographer, about visiting Himachal, about clicking pictures of sunrise over snowy mountains. He, on the other hand, was a simple soul, a computer science student, practical to the core. But every time she talked about her dreams, he quietly imagined himself standing beside her, holding her camera bag, helping her find the perfect frame. He didn't say it aloud, but he had already fallen for her, silently, deeply. Moments that stay forever. They had hundreds of small moments together. The time she made him skip class to watch the sunset at India Gate. The time she gifted him a pen saying, "So that you can write better excuses for bunking lectures." The time she caught fever, and he spent the night outside her hostel, waiting to make sure she got her medicines. Love was never confessed. It just grew quietly, like the moon on a cloudy night. And maybe that's why it felt so real. The first goodbye. Then one evening, she said softly, "I got selected for a photography internship in Manali. It's only for 2 months." He smiled. "That's great. That's what you always wanted." She nodded, but didn't look happy. I'll miss this place, and you. For a second, everything around him went silent. He wanted to say, I'll miss you too, or don't go, or maybe even, I love you. But he didn't. He just said, go chase your dream. I'll wait for your pictures. That night, she texted him a photo of the moon and wrote, keep looking at it. Maybe I'll be looking at the same moon too. Distance. 2 months turned into 3, then 4. Calls became shorter. Messages came later. She was busy with shoots, and he was busy pretending not to care. But he did. Every single time his phone buzzed, he hoped it was her. Every single time it wasn't. He told himself she must be busy. One evening, she finally called. Her voice sounded tired. I'm sorry I couldn't call. Things are crazy here. He laughed softly. That's okay. At least you remembered me. I never forgot you, she whispered. Then why does it feel like you did? He asked, before he could stop himself. There was silence. Then she said, maybe we just need a little space. Those words broke something inside him, but he still said, if that's what you need. And that was the last proper conversation they had. 2 years later, he finished college, got a job in Gurgaon, moved into a new flat. Life became routine: work, sleep, work again. He dated once or twice, but every time he found himself comparing. Every laugh sounded less genuine. Every touch felt distant. He deleted her number, but never her photos. He told everyone he had moved on, but he hadn't. The message, one night around 2 a.m., while scrolling through old photos, he saw her smile again on the screen, bright, carefree, full of life. Without thinking, he typed, do you still look at the moon sometimes? He didn't expect a reply, but within minutes, his phone buzzed. Every night, he froze. His heart raced. His fingers trembled. They started talking again, slowly at first, cautiously, like walking barefoot on broken glass. She told him she was back in Delhi, working as a freelance photographer. He told her about his new job, his late-night coding marathons, his lonely weekends. Then one evening, she said, can we meet? Same cafe. He didn't even reply. He just reached there. The last meeting. She looked different, more mature. Maybe a little sadder, but still with the same eyes that could silence everything around. They talked for hours, about old times, about life, about what went wrong. At one point, he asked softly, why did you stop talking back then? She looked down. Because I didn't want to make you wait for someone who wasn't sure of herself. He stared at her. And now, she smiled faintly. Now I know what I lost. The rain started outside. He said, maybe we can start again. She looked at him, eyes glistening, lips trembling, and said something that would stay with him forever. Some stories don't need a second chapter. They just need a beautiful ending. Then she got up, kissed his forehead, and walked away into the rain. After that day, he never saw her again. But sometimes, when it rains, he still goes to that cafe. He still sits by the window. He still looks at the door, half expecting her to walk in and say, "Excuse me, can I sit here?" He never received another message from her until 1 year later, on a random night, his phone buzzed again. It was her last message. "I'm going to the mountains for a long assignment. Maybe this time I won't come back. Thank you for being my peace." He stared at that message for a long time. Then he looked at the moon, full and calm, and whispered, "I'll keep looking at it. Thank you for spending your time here at Story Cafe. Every story we share brings us closer, one emotion, one memory at a time. Now it's your turn. Share your story in the comments. Maybe your story will be the next one I tell here. And if you felt something today, hit the subscribe button and take your coffee cup for the next story, only on Story Cafe, where stories never end.